Let's go run a half marathon and a full marathon at Disney World. Today is Friday, January 5th, and I am kicking off the third part to this Run Disney Marathon Weekend series. If you've missed the last couple of videos, I am here at Disney World with my husband, my mother-in-law, and her partner, Bill. We are spending this week running the Run Disney races. I'm currently signed up for the Dopey Challenge. That is what I am pursuing this weekend. It is the 5K, the 10K, the half marathon, and the full marathon on 4 consecutive days. So that's a total of 48.6 miles across 4 days here at Disney World, and I am so excited about how it's going so far. If you guys want to see how the first part of the challenge went, go ahead and check out that video. Today is kind of the concluding part to the Dopey Challenge, and as I'm filming this right now, I have no idea what that conclusion is going to be. I am at night 2 of the Run Disney races, and tomorrow is half marathon day. I am kicking off this part of the vlog here at Art of Animation where we're staying. This is going to be my second Run Disney half marathon, but this one is going to probably look a little different. I actually just got a notification on my email that there is going to be some thunderstorm predictions for the morning of the race. Sounds like Run Disney is shortening the course to 7 miles instead of 13.1 miles. I'm trying to remind myself that the weather predicted thunderstorms that lasted even longer, which I think at that point, I think they would have had to cancel the half marathon altogether. So at least I get to run some miles tomorrow, but it still is such a bummer and so disappointing. I feel like, this is my first Dopey challenge. I wanted to be able to experience it fully. I understand why. It's a safety thing. I think it's the right decision. It's a tough call, but it's the right decision. I do know for a fact that I'm going to find some way, shape, or form to run the extra miles that I don't get to run, thinking about maybe running around the running trail here at Pop and Art to run my 6 miles. I'm going to find a way to make this still feel like a Dopey challenge completed and that I earned it. We're just going to have to get a little creative. Again, not what I expected, but I'm going to bring you guys along for this wild Dopey journey, whatever it looks like. I'm going to go ahead and get some rest so I can be ready to race whatever race I will be racing tomorrow. So on that note, good night, and I will talk to you in the morning. Good morning. It is Saturday. It is 2:30 a.m. Heading to the corrals. Today is supposed to be half marathon day, but it'll be 7 miles. But we're gonna run and enjoy every bit of these 7 miles. Let's go. So we just got back to the hotel. I just finished the half marathon course, which again is half of a half marathon. It was 7 miles total. Luckily, I was able to see all the character stops and got all the photo passes before the weather started to hit. It was literally within minutes after crossing the finish line that the rain started, and they had to remove the characters from the finishing area. Very, very lucky. I cannot complain about the course shortening. They did what they had to do for the safety of runners, but also, the cast members and the volunteers. I think they made the right call for sure. As of right now, it is only raining. The lightning isn't estimated waited until a couple hours from now. Fingers crossed that's still gonna be the prediction. I'm gonna keep my eyes and ears out, but right now I put on a fresh shirt, put on a hat. I'm gonna hope for the best. I'm gonna go run around Pop and Art of Animation to complete my mileage. I ran a total of 7.3 miles according to my tracker, and so I'm gonna go ahead and finish for that 13.1. Let's go finish this half.
Good morning. I thought I would give you a quick update. Jen last night was saying that on the Facebook page, some of them decided to go ahead and run around the resort to go and finish the rest of their runs. And I'm noticing that there is a lot more runners running by the laundry room. They're just trying to knock out those miles. It's honestly pretty inspiring to see them go and want to finish. They don't want to put on a medal and feel like they didn't run the full Dopey or the full half marathon. But it means a lot to them to run in the rain and finish and feel like they can put that medal on. So, being the husband that I am, while Jen is running, I am in the laundry room and gonna see if I can knock out the laundry. But I wanted to go outside and kind of give you what Jen is running in right now to kind of like put in perspective of what she's doing. So it is definitely raining. So she's out, we're gonna run 6 miles. So this is a small taste of what Jen is running through right now, but you can definitely tell from my jacket alone, it is definitely raining. But I'll be here when Jen finishes, take some photos of her, so I'll be able to plan.
Okay, so as you guys saw, I completed my 6 additional miles here over at Art of Animation / Pop Century Resort. There is this about a mile and some change loop. I wanted to take a moment to check in with you guys and tell you about the experience before we move on with our Animal Kingdom day. As you guys saw in the previous clips, it was absolutely pouring down rain. It was typical Florida weather, and I was running with shoes that were definitely filled with water the entire time. But what was incredible was the amount of people that were also doing the same exact thing. And it was the motivation and encouragement that I definitely needed to continue doing what I set out to do. Obviously, the weather is beyond our control, but how we kind of react to the news is what we can control. And so it was incredible seeing everyone run alongside me. I was completely soaked through, but it's definitely a story and a memory that I will hold on to. I have never been more proud of a medal before. This 13.1 really felt like I earned it. It was really sweet because Lucas did a great job being my unofficial character stop. I was able to see him a couple times. I was running the loop, and then at the end he was able to meet me at the finish along with his mom and Bill, and so that was a very sweet ending. I'm really excited about how it overall went. It was just a very emotional day, but like in all the best ways. Very, very proud of myself for pushing through. I could have waited until the afternoon to run in not those conditions. I'm still touring my mother-in-law and Bill, and I wanted to make sure that they had some time at Animal Kingdom, and so it made the most sense to run right after the first half. And then now I showered, I changed, I had some breakfast, and now we're actually getting ready to go to Animal Kingdom. And so we plan to show Sabina and Bill the highlights, and I think it's still going to be a really great day. It's supposed to stop raining in about an hour or so, so fingers crossed. And we'll bring you guys along for the rest of the day, and then I'll check in later tonight. Back to our hotel from Animal Kingdom. We spent about, a few hours getting to do all of the kind of highlights. At around 5 p.m., Lucas and I had to call it a day. We wanted to be able to get some rest before the marathon tomorrow. I went ahead and kind of did our flat lay and kind of got our clothes and our outfits in order, as well as set out our bibs for tomorrow too. So feeling ready for tomorrow. As for a kind of soreness, physical health check, I actually feel really great. I don't feel as sore as I expected to be. I think a lot of the training training that I did this time around did help. I'm very nervous for tomorrow. Trying to remind myself that this is going to be my victory lap. You know, I've already put in all the miles within the last few months, and so holding on to that mindset, it's what I did last year and it really helped. I'm gonna go ahead and get some much needed rest because we're gonna need it, and we'll see you tomorrow for marathon day. Good morning. Today is day 4 of the Dopey challenge, which means that it is marathon day. I'm accompanied this morning with Lucas, who also has his bib on because he will be running it alongside me. I am so excited. This will be our first Run Disney race running together this weekend. It just feels right to have Lucas here with me this morning with a bib on. We've got our Mylar blankets on for the corrals. We got our breakfast that Lucas is holding. We're making our way over to the bus so we can kick off our marathon day. Let's go run a marathon. We're in Epcot. We're at just past mile 7, almost at Magic Kingdom, and it starts to rain, so this will be epic. Entering Animal Kingdom.
Animal Kingdom.
We just crossed mile 20. How are you feeling?
Good. Ready to be done.
Yeah. We switched to intervals, and so we're hoping that that'll hold us through for these last 6 miles. But it's just 6 miles. Let's go do this thing. 21. You know you made it to Hollywood Studios when you get chocolate. Feeling all types of feelings.
Almost.
It really feels like a victory lap at this point. We did it! Dopey challenge complete. home here in Chicago. I didn't get a chance to vlog as much as I had planned to right after the race. We ended up packing up all of our bags and then made our way over to Epcot to have dinner and just spend time with family. It was a really great way to end our Disney World vacation. But before I wrap up this video, I did want to take a moment to chat with you guys and kind of recap how the marathon went for Lucas and I, and just the overall Dopey challenge as well. I'm just feeling really proud of myself that I set my mind on 48.6 miles, and here I am being able to say that I did just that. So Dopey challenge complete, my very first time, and honestly might not be the last. I'm very tempted to sign up for 2025. Before I get ahead of myself, I did want to just take a moment to share about the marathon experience for both Lucas and I. So let me take you guys back to mile 1. So mile 1 was a little rough. My calves were a little tight. Definitely felt like all the miles that I had run prior to the marathon day caught up to me, and my calves were just so stiff. Around mile 3 is when you're about to leave Epcot. Lucas took the opportunity to use the restroom, and when he did that, I went ahead and took the opportunity to stretch out my calves. And once he was done, I was feeling great. We started running and my legs were back in action. This is around the time where you have a lot of road. So once you leave Epcot, you're making your way on this long stretch over to Magic Kingdom. A lot of people complain about this part of the course. I actually kind of like it. It kind of gets you in the zone because you have plenty of room to run. But then at around mile 7, it started to rain. And when I say rain, it wasn't a sprinkle. It was a downpour for at least 30 minutes. It rained hard, and it rained during our entire part of Magic Kingdom. There was water in our shoes. Like, we were drenched in the rain. I still had a lot of fun. Lucas and I were dancing in the rain. We were making the most out of it. We did dry off eventually. After you run through Magic Kingdom, there's again this long stretch of road when you're making your way over to Animal Kingdom. I ended up feeling some substantial abdominal pain around miles maybe 8 to 13, 8 to 14 kind of range. And I thought I could shake it. I didn't eat anything differently. I usually have a banana and a waffle in the morning in the corrals. I always have the same flavored goo, which is the Coca-Cola goo, as my fuel. And I take that about 3 to 4 miles. Didn't do anything differently from my last races. My legs felt fine, but my stomach was hurting and I just did not feel great. So we did do a lot of walking. Got to the point where we ended up stopping at a meta tent and I got some Alka-Seltzer just to kind of settle my stomach a little bit. And that definitely helped. So by the time we got through Animal Kingdom, I felt like the race restarted. I felt so much better that the second half of the marathon was significantly better. It ended up being kind of similar to what happened last year, where the first half of the race I struggled a lot for different reasons, but I struggled a lot last year during the first half of the race, and then Lucas struggled kind of the second half, and so we were able to do the same thing and we switched. So the first 13 to 15 miles, Lucas was really pushing me through and motivating me through abdominal pain that I had, and then towards the second half of the marathon race, I was now switching into his role and motivating him through the knee pain that he was experiencing. And so Lucas did have some hip and knee pain that he felt during this race. After Animal Kingdom, I started picking up the pace a little bit more. I wanted to catch up on the time that I had spent walking more and using the restroom breaks and medic tent breaks. So wanted to catch up a little bit, and so we kind of stayed focused and really started working on our run, walk, run intervals. Around mile 17, we kind of got stricter with our run, walk, run intervals. We were running for 1 minute and then walking 30 seconds. And I think that intense focus really pushed us through to mile 20 was when I kind of like got myself out of that intense focus trance, and I was like, whoa, we only have 6 miles left to go. Like, this is the end. Like, this is it. Like, we're doing it. We're here and we're about to finish. And it kind of went quicker than I thought it would go. And so we didn't run very fast the last 6 miles, partially because Lucas needed to rest, but partially because I just wanted to take it all in, and I knew we were far enough from the balloon ladies that I didn't have to worry. The last part of the race was probably my favorite. We ran through Hollywood Studios, and one of my core memories from the race happened as we were entering Hollywood Studios. A runner kind of ran up on my left side and was, "Hey, I know you guys." And I was like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, I watched your Marathon 2023 YouTube video a few days ago before this race." And his name is Gary. So Gary, if you're watching this, hello, and thank you for saying hi during the race. You literally gave us the life we needed to carry on the rest of the race. So fun to be able to find those connections with you guys. So thank you, Gary, again for saying hi. It literally gave us life the last part of that race. At that point, we were like less than 3 miles away from the finish line. And so this is the most fun part, in my honest opinion. You know, we went through Hollywood Studios, we ran through like the bottleneck area, kind of going into the boardwalk, and then we made our way through Epcot, where Sabina and Bill were actually waiting for us. So that was really sweet. Before we knew it, we were only 1 mile left in, and we honestly just walked it. At mile 25 was when it really hit me that I was gonna complete the Dopey challenge. Like, it was in sight. By the time we hit mile 26, I was like, let's go do our last finish line for the weekend. It was the best feeling. I'm getting goosebumps just remembering how proud and excited I was of myself finishing 48.6 miles. I was so thankful that Lucas was there to push me through that last race. We did it. I did it. We did the marathon. I did the Dopey challenge, and I'm still on such a high about it, and I'm probably not going to shut up about it for like the next few months. That is basically a recap of the marathon portion of the Dopey challenge. I am so proud of us for completing this together, and I'm so proud of myself for completing the Dopey challenge despite the circumstances. If it was easy, it wouldn't be called a challenge, right? And so I'm so proud of myself for being flexible and adapting to all of the hurdles that this weekend threw at us. A quote that I kind of held on to during the Dopey challenge that I hope may help anyone watching this video who's contemplating running a race is that you can always face a bad day with a good attitude. Very proud of myself for having that mindset and running those 48.6 miles. We do have plans for races coming up next, and I will talk to you guys about that in a second, but I did want to take a chance to show you all of the medals one more time from the weekend. And so I'll start with the 5K, of course. Theme is Pluto. He actually like jumps up and down. That is the 10K medal. They kind of just like wiggle. This one's Donald, Duck, and Daisy, and they spin around. The full marathon, which of course we have Mickey and Minnie, and they kind of slide up and down, and then the center spins. Goofy is the race and a half challenge, so in order to run the Goofy challenge, you have to run the half marathon and the full marathon on back-to-back days. He like slides. I think it's so cute. It's like he's running into the finish line. And then of course, the coveted Dopey medal for the Dopey challenge and running all the races. This one lights up. I think with my lighting, you won't be able to tell. There is the Dopey medal. We actually are going to be collecting 2 more medals this weekend. It will actually be on the West Coast this time. Lucas and I are signed up for the Disneyland Half Marathon on Sunday. So that's going to be another 13.1 miles that we'll be racing over at Disneyland and Disney's California Adventure. We are so excited. This is the first race back in I think over 7 years. Really excited to also be earning the Coast to Coast Challenge medal. Because Lucas and I ran a half marathon or more over at Disney World in the same year as running a half marathon or more over at Disneyland, you earn the Coast to Coast Challenge medal. And so those are the 2 medals that Lucas and I are after this weekend, and I am so excited to bring you guys along for that part of the journey as well. So excited to fly to Anaheim later this week. But for now, thank you so much for joining me in this Dopey challenge adventure over at Walt Disney World this weekend. I had the time of my life, and I had so much fun being able to share this experience with you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and take the week to rest and recover and make sure I'm in tip-top shape for this weekend's race. And until the next one, I'll talk to you guys soon. And I'll see you at Disneyland.